Hey, I'm Diane Prince, staffing entrepreneur, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to market a candidate and talk about how you can get clients from marketing candidates directly to them by solving a problem that they have, or you might even be able to get into a client with that doesn't even have a job posting with what is called an opportunistic hire. First, I want to tell you before we get into this, it's really important as you're building a recruiting or staffing firm to build an anchor client strategy. What that means is that you want to have at least 3 clients who are considered your anchor clients. And those clients are any one of those clients could cover all of your expenses, could keep the lights on if everyone else went away. And I like to have unsexy clients who are like small to mid-size clients because everybody's going after the big names and the sexy startups. A lot of times, first of all, there's a lot of competition to get into those companies. And also, the bigger companies, like the Fortune companies, generally have already a vendor manager in place and a whole bunch of hoops to go through with very low margins. So, you want to go after clients who are easier to get to. And in this example, I'm going to show you how to, if you are placing if you're in machine learning, how to place, I'm going to use this job posting as an example, and I'll tell you the tech stack that I'm using to do that. Now, this can be used, I'm going to show you a data scientist, but this can literally be used for plumbers. It can be used whatever your niche is. If you're doing title examiners, if you're whatever you're doing, you can apply this to your niche. So the first question is, what happens when when a candidate contacts you and tells you that they would be looking for a new opportunity? First of all, you need to qualify if this candidate is fee worthy. Okay, and that might sound kind of harsh, but not every candidate is going to get a fee. So that could mean sometimes there's more of a certain role or a certain candidate available than there are roles. And things shift. The market's always shifting and changing. But if there's a whole bunch of people available and not that many roles for that person, then there's a mismatch. And while the person might have incredible skills, they might not be somebody, companies might be able to find those people without using an agency. So that's not really going to be a valuable use of your time. And it could also waste your time if you're reaching out trying to place this person, then people might ignore you because it's not really something that's going to solve their problem because they might already have 10 candidates. So first you want to make sure you want to look at who are your most placeable candidates, your MPCs. And it's a good idea if you have several recruiters. If you're a solopreneur, obviously you're going to know yourself. But if you have even more than one, if there's 2 of you, once there's more than one recruiter, you want to talk about maybe even meet for 30 minutes once a week so you can each share who your most placeable candidates are so that you'll be aware of opportunities for those candidates. Okay, ready to get started? Now I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so in this example, we're going to say that we have a candidate who's reached out to us who works at Google, and let's say that would be really that would be really really valuable to have. Any kind of underrepresented person is always a bonus. But so say we had a machine learning PhD who worked at Google. I mean, that's the extreme example of a very highly sought after rare candidate. And let's say this person is has been at Google a while, and they want to try their hand at startup. They really want to make a difference, and they want equity, and they're excited about what they can do in an early stage company. So we got this candidate, and now we're going to market this candidate. Now, not only are we marketing this particular candidate, but this is going to get us conversations with future clients. So let's get started. Okay, so first what I did, so I've got this candidate, this candidate, and I am going to go to Wellfound. Wellfound it used to be called AngelList, now it's called Wellfound, and it is I don't know what they call it, but it's basically it's sort of like a job board. It's kind of like LinkedIn, but without posts. It's sort of like a job board for startups, and a lot of tech are in here. And there's a couple of things I really like about Wellfound. One is that not everybody and their mother and brother are sending emails to all not everybody's on Wellfound, everybody's on LinkedIn, and also they do give good contact information. Sometimes I find that it's annoying to try to figure out who the hiring manager is. So with Wellfound, it is easier on some of the jobs. Okay, so let's see. So let's choose this role as an example. Okay, so what I did first is I went to the search area on Wellfound jobs, and I just typed in engineering AI. I could have put maybe scientists would have come up. Let's see. I don't know. We'll just do this for this example, and then you can do go into the filters. Let's see. I did keywords. The keywords I did were AI and Boolean, AI in quotes, or artificial intelligence. You could also do or machine learning, and then I went to company sizes. So here I did, wait, why can't I get to it? Oh, it's down here. Okay, so here I did company sizes, and I decided Series A, B, and growth. Now, sometimes seed stage, it depends on what your business model is, because some recruiters, sometimes you're going after those really early stages and you have a model that sustains that. But for this purpose, I'm going to choose Series A, B, and growth stage. And so, and when I said like this technique can be used for trades and other kinds of people, you would not be, if you're doing trades, you're not going to look on Wellfound. You're probably going to be looking at Indeed or other places. Ideally, find other places where companies are posting that not everybody's looking. So you want to see if you can find maybe more niche areas besides Indeed or LinkedIn. But if you can also use those for these purposes. Okay, so then we're going to go to, so we've got company size, I have the number of employees, and I have the stage. Okay, now we're going to go to view results. Okay, so I am going to go to this one, captions. Okay, because I noticed earlier that they have this role for a tech lead manager, machine learning scientist. Okay, so this is perfect because my candidate has a PhD and might be interested in at least having a conversation. And remember, when you're doing this kind of search, if you approach it instead of, oh, I'm going to place this person, your role as a recruiter is to make introductions. That's the first part. I mean, you have a lot of other roles as far as shepherding the person to actually get the job and sign the offer letter and get started and all these other things, and to advise your client. But totally just lost my train of thought. How crazy is that? I think I might have COVID. Anyway, so what was I saying? Anyway, okay, well, we'll move forward. Okay, so you're going, introduce. So if you're treating it like, okay, I'm just making these introductions. I mean, you're obviously charging a fee. This is your business model, but that takes the pressure off, and it also makes you less it makes you more consultative and less of a salesperson. So you're basically, hey, I've got this candidate who has a PhD, they're a machine learning leader, they were at Google, or they are at Google, and you need this person. How about you two meet? And I obviously charge a fee for it. So, and people know that. Sometimes people will reply and be like, "Oh yeah, hey, have them apply," and then I just reply to them, "Well, I do charge a fee for this, um, so." If you want to introduce, would you introduce me to your, if they want you to go through HR or talent, you could ask for an introduction. Otherwise, if they say, sure, send their resume. Sometimes I do, but I usually say I charge a 25% fee. If this is contingent, or if you have a different kind of model, you would share that there is a fee involved and say, is that, get their buy-in, get their agreement before you send the resume. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to create an email sequence specifically around this candidate. So this is really effective because it's not you're instead of saying like, hey, I'm so and so and I have a recruiting firm and I've been in the business for 7 years and blah 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 blah, and I have this is what my team has done. Instead of making it about you, it's making it about how you're going to solve their immediate need right now. And that's a lot more powerful than just saying, hey, I'm a recruiter, pick me. Okay, so we're going to switch back and forth. Let me get, this is Instantly. This is what I use. I use Instantly for my cold email campaigns. And so we're going to create an email sequence. Okay, so PhD machine learning leader from Google. And then let me go back here. This is easier too if you kind of like understand what they're looking for. Oh, and this is, okay, so we're going to email. So you can see here, we've got Dwight and Gaurav. So that's awesome. So we're going to send the emails to both of these guys. Now, a little extra bonus that I'll show you in a minute, and how you can really customize it to get them to open your email. Okay, so we're going to do, let's see, let's go here. Let's look at some of these. We don't want to make it too long. Let me find Instantly again. Actually, I'm going to pull it up here because no. Okay. Well, we'll just toggle back. That should work. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. So we can say hi, and then we're going to put the name in, and that's later. I'm not going to go into that, all of the technical parts. If you want more help on that, you can let me know, and I'll create more content on that. But you insert a variable, and the variables aren't in there yet, so you can't do it yet. But basically, it's going to be like, hi, let's say Gaurav, okay, but it's going to be a name. It's going to be a variable because you can set this up unless you're just doing it this sequence for Gaurav, but you want to use the other, you want to send it to Dwight too, and you're going to want it to send it to more people as well. So you're going to do, hi Gaurav, let's say let's see, something like, would you, or can I make it like pretty short and like you can think of it like you're texting this person. Can I introduce you? Like instead of sounding like, hey Gaurav, I hope you're doing well. It came to my attention that you need a machine learning leader. So I just say something like, can I introduce you to this? Sometimes I say something like that, like just this PhD, this, or let's look to an ML. Let's see what else they say. You can use some things. Where'd it go? An ML tech lead. Let's do like an ML tech lead manager. Okay, so, and you're just going to customize it based on that. Let's do this. A lead manager out of Google who's interested in, what's the name of the company, in captions. And then you can say, okay, let's say there, we can say there, because the job description had said that they need to be in New York. So you could say they're in, let's say they're in Atlanta now, but willing to relocate. Let's see, because they have family in New York. Okay. Forward to hearing back. Okay, and then then you want to keep on adding steps. So like I always whenever you're doing an email outreach, even if you're just doing it to one person, like if you're sending one person an email, don't ever do that. Okay, if it's cold outreach, even if it's like a little bit warm outreach, what you want to do, don't just do it in your Gmail, whatever, compose, because then you're going to forget about it. Always do it in a tool. I like Instantly. Do it in a tool so that while you're here, so this is the first email, then you add another email. So you add another email as if this person like hasn't replied. Maybe they haven't seen your email. So it's sort of like if you were sending out an email and then you sent an email and then you hadn't heard from the person, and then like a couple weeks later you send another email and you're like, hey, so this is kind of that, but you're just doing it sitting down at one time. And you're going to have templates as well, so that'll make it easier for you to just, you can clone sequences and you can add different language as you add different contacts. So okay, anywho, so then here you're gonna basically type something else. Like you're gonna say, hey, and we'll do name, but let's do Gaurav here. Gaurav, and I'm probably gonna say something like, what's the best way to introduce you to my ML PhD? Okay, and you also want to be as specific as possible. So you could even say like, if they have they're showing certain skills here, like where'd it go? Okay, so you can see here like um, architecting, training deep learning models, GANs, diffusion models, and NERFs. Okay, so you kind of want to look this stuff, want to know what this is, but the more specific you can be, like if they're a software engineer, you want to share the language, like you'd say like a Java engineer, not just an engineer. Okay, so training deep learning models. Okay, so you could say something like that, like PhD in deep learning models, if if it's true. And if you can also use this method, if you don't have a candidate, you can also use basically like find someone's LinkedIn profile and use this method where you're more like, with this candidate, like with this kind of candidate, is this what you're looking for? So then that also can spark a conversation that will get you on the phone with the hiring manager so that you can talk through what their specific needs are. And in that case, you're also talking about how you're talking about solving their problem instead of like, hey, I'm Diane and I'm a recruiter. Okay, so let's just do this. Hey, Gaurav, what's the best way to introduce you to my ML PhD in deep learning models? They're let's see, really interested in captions because they want to be involved in a startup and they have family in NYC. Looking forward to hearing back. Okay, and just keep it like light and confident. Okay, and then keep on adding. And if you leave this blank, then I like to leave it blank because then it'll be like RE this so it kind of looks like it's a thread, which it is, even if it's just one way. And then add as many steps as you can muster. Okay, so like I've gotten clients on like the 13th step. Okay, I've also got one client on the, I think it was the 23rd email. Okay, I had put her through, I didn't have a 23 email sequence. I had like a, I think I had like a, it was like a 12 email sequence, but I put her back in it and then got the reply. It was like an email 23. Okay, so add a whole bunch of steps, and I don't want to go on forever about the technical part on how you do this. I can make another video on that. Ask me, like message me or put it in the comments wherever you're seeing this and ask me for details of things that you would like me to go further into on this process. Okay. And then, okay, then here, what I'm going to do is figure out how to get to these guys because I'm going to send it to these two guys. And oh, this is the best part. So glad you stuck around. Okay, so let's look at Dwight. Okay, let's go to Dwight's LinkedIn. All right. Okay. So does Dwight, has he? Oh, has he? No. Let's see. Okay, what I want to do is look and see if he has given reviews. He has not. Okay, let's see. And this is not a great example, but we're going to send one to Dwight. Oh, and then I use an email tool. I use Lead Leaper to get the contact information. And let's see, it didn't show up here. Here's the phone number. Okay, so instead of, since I don't have his email, I might send him either, if I'm in Sales Navigator, which I recommend, I'll send him an InMail. That's preferable. You can also send a connection request here and put a message in the connection request. You can add a note and ask him here, or you can send, no, you can't send through Wellfound. So you've got to figure out how to get his contact. Let's see if Gaurav has his, if that's easy to find. Usually Lead Leaper will, usually Lead Leaper is pretty good about that. Okay, he does not have his LinkedIn, so we're going to have to do a little more digging. Look, they have 19 open positions. So really what you want to do, it's not just about the specific candidate. Like literally, anytime I've done this and it's worked, the person on the other end is never wrapped up in that one particular candidate. We start talking about what they need and getting to know each other instead of that. So so don't get too hung up on this one candidate, because you're going to want to ask too, like, and also like I can show you guys how to do this too, like how to do this intake call. You always want to ask, what else do you need help with? So don't make it just about this one specific candidate. Okay, but let's see what we can dig up when we go to Gaurav here. Okay, let's see. Oh, perfect. Wait, has he given? Oh, okay. So, because sometimes you'll do when you look at hiring managers is you're going to see like what reviews, what recommendations they've given, and then you can use some of their language and I have a video on that and how to do that when hiring managers have given recommendations, because then you know the things that they value, because like you can see he's received some. So like if I was going to say, let's say I was going to email this person, I would say with the candidate, I would say something like, I would use words like he's very hardworking and sincere. Okay, so basically using the qualities that they know about. Like you could use championing, like the strong words that they say, those are so juicy. So when you're trying to get their attention, use some of the words that they find characteristics that they find valuable. Okay, so let's see if Gaurav can be found here, so that we can email him. Now you're seeing all my conversations here. Okay, let's go back to Gaurav. Hide all my peeps here. Whoops, what is happening here? Okay. Did it work? Let's see, did it work? Why is that not working? Let's go back here. Maybe we have to go back here. There. Interesting. Okay, that's his old email. So that's not going to work because this is not the right Gaurav. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay. It's embarrassing. Okay, let's do Gaurav Misra. And let's see, what is it? It's at captions. Oh my gosh. Okay, captions. There we go. Okay, here he is. Here he is. How did I not notice that? Okay, so here we go. Let's see if he's given any recommendations. Sweet. Okay, perfect example. Okay, so you might say, you might use some of the things that he says here, like things that he values, excellent work ethic, delivers high business impact with great ease, re-architected, knowledgeable about engineering methodology, this is good, flawlessly balanced multiple responsibilities at once, proactive member. So you could say something in here like, you could say like very proactive, or is it proactive? So you might, if I looked at this, I might say on my email, I might say something like this, with I don't know, like you could put like in here like proactive. You probably don't need it here, but you can use those terms when you're talking to the person too, in adjectives to describe that person. Now let's see if we can find his email. Okay, so let's see if we can look at Captions website and see if we can figure out what their email is there, because that's another option. And if we don't have contact information, then you're going to have to, then you're going to have to send them an email. Okay, let's see. Feature request, that looks like a chat. Careers, let's see if there's any contact information here. Okay, so if there's no contact information, then you're going to have to either try to figure out another way to find it, or that's probably just, oh, there you go. So you could try some different, it's at getcaptions.app. So you could try, I'd probably try a couple of things. Like I'd probably try Gaurav, and I'd do Dwight at Get Captions app. I might try their first and last name. I might try a few different things to get in touch with them. All right. Let me know what questions you have. You can also look at like maybe Twitter, maybe there's other ways to figure out what their email is. But that is how, in a nutshell, that is how you can market candidates. And then what you can do is go find a whole bunch of jobs. You look on Wellfound. You can also look at other places too. Then get as many contacts as you can, and then you can put them in that sequence so that you're marketing this candidate to as many prospective clients as you can get. And when you're niche, it makes it easier to do that. Let me know what questions you have. I'm Diane Prince. I help people build recruiting businesses. I've sold a few recruiting businesses, built my first one to our biggest, our sales weeks were to $1 million a week. And so about $50 million in annual revenue. And I am here to help you to build your recruiting business. And follow me for more and let me know if you need personal help.